From forgotten to contributors? Draft picks who could see more playing time for the Cowboys. Home Cowboys news, from forgotten to contributors? Draft picks who could see more playing time for the Cowboys. With training camp in sight, the Cowboys could lean on some younger players to help them succeed in 2024. This team still has plenty of talent, with guys like CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, DeMarcus Lawrence, Trayvon Diggs, and others. Yet, as some think these late-round picks could be on the roster bubble, I think a few could contribute to the team, even starting in Week 1. From forgotten to contributors? Draft picks who could see more playing time for the Cowboys. Viliami Fehoko, Jr. With the 27th pick in the 4th round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Cowboys selected defensive lineman Viliami Fehoko out of San Jose State. He's 6'4", 263 pounds, and has a well-rounded game with the versatility to play along the defensive line. He did not see any playing time during his rookie year in 2023, and many after one season were ready to call the 4th-round draft pick a bust, yet he was named one of the most underrated prospects at his position leading up to the draft and even had a day 3 pick on him. Fehoko is quick off the ball, plus, he has experience lining up at 4-eye tech and in a 3-4 front. Viliami Fehoko plays with so much power behind his hands and lower body, combined with short area explosiveness to push pockets and close around the corner. With Mike Zimmer now calling the plays on defense and with the depth they lost to Washington this offseason, they could use Viliami Fehoko to 2-gap at the defensive end. He would be my best guess as to who could get some early steam for this team from the 2023 draft class. That defensive line really needs some beef. From forgotten to contributors? Draft picks who could see more playing time for the Cowboys. 1. Asim Richards. Asim Richards is a guy we haven't talked about much here lately, and honestly, he could sneak his way onto the Cowboys' young offensive line. Dallas selected him number 169 overall. He started 3 years at North Carolina as a left tackle and continued to work with the Cowboys, so maybe we think about sliding him to the other side? It is clear now that Tyler Guyton, the first-round selection of 2024, will be the guy, but the right side is a completely different story. Terrence Steele has been a hot conversation all offseason. His sketchy 2023 season makes 2024 do or die for him at right tackle. Yes, Asim Richards played exclusively on the left side his entire football career, but why not slide him to the right and see how training camp and the preseason go? It won't hurt them in any way at all, just to try it out. The one issue we noticed at the Senior Bowl last year was his lack of strength. If Richards got a bit stronger, make him a swing tackle as a backup for depth if someone gets hurt. It may work, you never know. Asim Richards could go from a forgotten draft pick to a contributor for the Cowboys in 2024. From forgotten to contributors? Draft picks who could see more playing time for the Cowboys too. Hunter Luepke. Now for the last player, he was undrafted in 2023, but some say he is on the roster bubble entering the 2024 training camp and preseason. An undrafted rookie last year, Hunter Luepke earned his way onto Dallas' 53-man roster and played in every game. He appeared on 13% of the Cowboys' offensive snaps and 61% of the special teams plays in 2023. Having a good fullback can be helpful, especially with how weak the Cowboys' running back room is this season. He only had 6 carries and 3 catches in 2023, but with all the new faces taking over at running back this year for Dallas, Hunter Luepke could serve more of a purpose this season as a lead blocker. I think many have just given up on him or forgotten he was even on the roster, and again, depending on how things shake out in training camp and preseason, Luepke could see the field a nice chunk more than he did as an undrafted free agent last year. The 2024 draft class should be fresh enough in our brains. Players like Marist Liufau and Ryan Flournoy could find the field early also. Football is coming, folks. We're inside 2 weeks away from the start of NFL training camps, roughly 2 months away from week 1 and more than ready to find out which off-season signings, trades, draft picks, hirings, and contract disputes will have the greatest impact on the 2024 NFL season. In other words, we will soon have real live NFL action to which we can overreact. In the meantime, the off-season has given us more than enough overreaction fodder. So with camps coming up soon, we thought we'd take a look back and a look ahead to what it all might end up meaning. Let's judge some of the biggest potential takeaways from the past 5 months and see which are legit. As we approach the start of training camp, Prescott and the Cowboys have not been able to reach agreement on a contract extension. Dallas star quarterback has 1 year left on his contract, which includes a no-trade clause and a rule that prevents the team from using the franchise or transition tags to keep him off the free agent market. Prescott will carry a 2024 salary cap hit of just over $55 million, and if the Cowboys don't re-sign him before the start of the 2025 league year in March, he would cost them just over $40 million in dead cap charges for 2025. The team is in a tough spot, as Prescott's contract situation gives him all the leverage here. And he doesn't have to do a deal with the Cowboys unless it's exactly the deal he wants. That's why the possibility of Prescott hitting the market as an unrestricted free agent quarterback and cashing in with a deal likely to exceed $60 million per year is not far-fetched. To be clear, this is not what I am predicting. I still think the most likely outcome here is that Prescott and the Cowboys find a way to get a deal done before he becomes a free agent. Heck, they could even get one done before the start of this season, for all we know. But if they don't finalize something before or during the season, I think it would be a massive mistake to rule out this possibility. How concerned should the Cowboys be about Dak's ankle? Dan Graziano and Mike Tannenbaum weigh in on Dak Prescott's ankle going into training camp for the Cowboys. A partial list of teams that could be looking for new starting quarterbacks next spring includes the Raiders, Giants, Jets, Saints, Steelers, Titans, Rams, and Seahawks. There would absolutely be a market for Prescott, who led the NFL in touchdown passes in 2023 with 36, if he is available. By that time, he and his agent surely would know who's interested and at what level. The Cowboys do not want it to come to that. But again, it's not entirely up to them. Cowboys 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback Dak Prescott is heading into the final year of his 4-year, $160 million contract he signed in 2021. Some have argued that the 2024 season could be Prescott's last in Dallas, but he revealed on Tuesday that he's not worried as there have been ongoing negotiations. There's been conversations back and forth, Prescott said, via John Machota of The Athletic. But for the most part, for me, as y'all know, I'll let my agent do that, especially as we get right here into training camp. Prescott didn't reveal how far apart the two sides are, which means there's still a chance that he heads into training camp without a new deal. However, the 8-year veteran doesn't sound like he's planning to hold out. Day 1 of training camp, my mind flips to just helping my team and just doing everything I can within the organization and on the football field to make sure that I am my best and everyone around me is their best, Prescott added. The money and all of that will take care of itself as it always does. That's great news for the Cowboys, who are hoping to finally reach their Super Bowl aspirations in 2024. Seeing Prescott out on the field would also be a good sign after he was photographed on vacation wearing a walking boot. Although, Prescott insisted there is no cause for concern on Tuesday, stating it was the same ankle he broke 4 years ago and that it was a little sore following a couple of hard days of training. Literally, it's absolutely nothing, Prescott added. I'm getting older, have to take care of my body, have to be smart. And if I can take precautions in lessening something by putting on a boot, I'm going to do it. Prescott is hoping to cash in coming off an impressive 2023 campaign in which he threw for 4,516 yards and a league-leading 36 touchdowns.